Okay, so for this example, we're looking at how to convert a fraction to a percent, and our directions say convert 4/7 from a fraction to a percent. So our first step is going to be to divide to get a decimal, and we're going to be dividing the top of the fraction, the 4, by the bottom of the fraction, so by 7. So I'll start off and say 4 divided by 7. And then our next step from here would normally be to say, well, how many times does 7 go into 4? But we know that it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and put a decimal point here and say 4.0. And now I've got 40. Then I go directly above where I put my decimal point here and put a decimal point here as well. All right, so now we're going to figure out how many times 7 can go into 40. And the goal is to get it as close to 40 as possible without going over 40. So I like to start with 5s and 10s sometimes because they're just a lot easier for the mental math. So 7 times 5 is 35. And then if I did 7 times 6, that would be 42. So that's too big. So this one's actually going to be 7 times 5. From there, I say 5 times 7 is 35. So I put that 35 right here. And I subtract it. And then, let's see, go ahead and borrow from the 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 3 minus 3 is 0. And then since I've already got my decimal point in here, I can just go ahead and put another 0 and bring it down. And now I have 50. So we already know 7 times 5 is 35. That's too low. 7 times 10 is 70. That's really too high. So we're just going to have to go through and think. So 7 times 6 is 42, still below 50. 7 times 7 is 49, still below 50. But if we went up to 7 times 8, that would be 56 and go above 50. So we're going to say 7 times 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. And then 4 minus 4 here is 0. I'm going to go ahead and give myself one more 0 to bring down. And now 7 goes into 10 evenly one time. And I'm actually going to stop there because the problems from the homework have been looking at rounding just to the nearest percentage. So I've got enough now to round. So the next thing that I need to do is convert the decimal to a percentage, and that's easy enough. So let's go ahead and write our decimal, 0.571, and then to convert to a percentage, I've just got to multiply by 100, and that gives me 57.1%. And then from there, round if needed. So 57.1%, and if we're rounding to the nearest percentage, we want to keep this number right here. So we're looking at the place next to it. So it's 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So 1 is 4 or less. We're letting it rest where it is at 57%. And that's our answer. And then it's never a bad idea to look back at the original fraction. So we have 4/7, and that's a little bit more than half a 7. 57% is a little bit more than half than 50%. So we know that this is a reasonable answer. I hope this helps. If you have any questions or need any more examples, please let me know.